Okay, so at number 5, that is drinking and driving. So this is something actually very serious that I noticed in the US. And example, in the US, the alcohol, not really recommended, but what is accepted, the alcohol content, if you're to drink maybe and drive, that is 0.08, sorry. And then in Sweden it's 0.04. That means in the US it's 4 times higher. Okay, now it's not even about the number, like, you know, the comparison, but it's about the culture around it. In Sweden, if you drink just 1 beer, you're done. You take a cab home, take the bus, or have a friend drop you off who hasn't taken an alcohol. Trust me, even if you just sniff on the alcohol and you feel like the alcohol just went down your, you know, your bloodstream, you won't touch the vehicle. So that's how people are strict in Sweden when it comes to drinking and driving. Now, when you come to the US, you know, you find someone who will be like, take a beer or two and then they'll just drive home. Or I remember sometime I was, you know, at a party and then they're like, I was gonna drive home and they're like, no, you can have 2, come on, it's just 1 beer, 2. Before you know, you are like on 4. And it's okay, it's just 4 beers, you drive home. Now let me tell you another story. We were going to Big Bear. So this is like in the mountains, okay? So, you know, to experience the snow and everything. The guy who was driving, I didn't notice, but towards the end, he had like a whiskey bottle, like besides in the car. And the whole time, he was drinking casually, going about it. And I was like, the whole journey all the way up to Big Bear, my heart was out of the car, okay? So I think that in the US, it's not like people are trying to break the rules, but it's just how casual it is. Like, you know, you can just have a beer or 2 and drive and it's okay. But when it comes to Sweden, so that was the culture shock when it came to drinking and driving in the US. Okay, at number 4, that's texting and driving. So in Sweden, if you're to text and drive, okay, and someone actually sees you doing that, you're going to be regarded as the worst driver, okay? People don't text. Definitely there is like 1 or 2 people who do that, okay? You cannot rule that out. But in general, you would never see someone text and drive at the same time in Sweden. Now, coming to the US, for some reason, you're going to be at the red lights. You're going to see people literally watching a movie, a full-blown movie, checking their social media, checking on their Snapchat, like casually, like even on the freeway. You're going to see someone driving, and then when you turn to the left, you go on the right, you're going to notice someone like checking their phone, and like it's 70 miles an hour, okay, and someone is checking their phone. That was something that baffled me so much. That is why when I'm driving in the US, I'm so careful, because I know people are like, their mind is away, like they're not fully concentrated on the road, you know, they're distracted drivers. And you know, distracted drivers are the biggest cause of accidents in, you know, everywhere. You know, you take your eyes off the road for a few seconds before you lift your head up, you don't know, you're, you know, crashing into someone. So that was another thing that really shocked me when I moved to the US, was people, how freely they can text and drive, you know. And for them, it's not something that is really you know, something like, oh, you know, texting is bad. No, it's like a bad habit, a habit that they've just jumped on, and they feel like, okay, it's something you can do, and you know, it's just a small habit, we can go, you know, it's okay. Okay, so that was another habit that okay. So number 2, let me ask you a question. How long did you take on the road when you're doing your exam in the US? I mean, like when you're doing your driving test, how long were you on the road? Did you go on the freeway? Did you do parallel parking? Did you go do some crazy turns? How long were you on the street? Honestly, I think I took less than 15 minutes for my driving test. We got out of the DMV, like we got out and then drove around, made a few turns. I didn't do any parallel parking. I didn't go into a parking and try to find a parking and, you know, try to test how good I am. We didn't get onto the freeway. We literally just went around the block, like in a residential area, and that's it. And I was done, came back to the DMV, parked, and then she was like, you're good to go, you have your license. Now when it comes to Sweden, I remember when I was doing my driving test, I think minimum I was out for between 30 to 45 minutes, because they're gonna get you onto the freeway. They're gonna see how you get onto the freeway and get off the freeway. They're gonna see how you change lanes on the freeway. They're gonna take you through traffic lights to see how, you know, the distance you give and everything, how you react to other drivers. They're gonna take you to some streets that are a little busy to see how you interact with passengers, other drivers, and all that, okay? And then they're definitely gonna take you on the countryside to see how, you know, how good you are on the country roads. Trust me, the driving exam in Sweden is one whereby it's not the hardest, but they test you on so many things. Eco driving, yes, because you know in Sweden we skip gears, okay? They're gonna see how you're good as an eco driver, if that makes sense. You know, eco driving, you save fuel. You know, if the light's about to turn red, do you slow down so that you don't have to brake all the way and then just go through the lights, or do you come to a complete stop? All this is like eco driving. You're tested on all that. So this is something that in Sweden, if you're taking the license, they test you on all that. In the US, are you tested on eco driving? No. Do we care about the fuel and the cost? No. Do we care so much about emissions? Yeah, we do, but it's okay. You can always stop at the lights and then start again, okay? So that was another big culture shock when I moved here and I started driving. Now, here comes number one. This is the reason that really baffled me the most, okay? So stick around. Okay, now culture shock number one. This is honking. All right, I think most of you people can relate with me when it comes to honking. In the US, these people would honk at anything. Now, in Sweden, honking is one thing that you rarely see. In Stockholm, if you hear someone honk, just know there is danger. Trust me, everyone will stop and turn around to see, you know, what is really happening. Because in Sweden, you only use the honk to, you know, when there's danger or like imminent danger, like to alert people that, hey, watch out, okay? But people don't honk. Now, in the US, trust me, when you're at the traffic lights and the lights turn green, 2 seconds, if you don't move your car, you're gonna hear this several times that you wanna, hey, what's happening? Is there someone about to crash? Okay? And you know, people will also casually like see a friend like, and then will honk, hi. Or like maybe let me say, there are also people that will just honk like if you just wait just a few seconds before you start rolling, and then when you look into your mirror, the person's like, go, I'm angry at the world, hey, move it, get it. I don't know, it's I don't think people are angry, but I think people are more like in a rush in the US. Like they don't have any slightest bit of patience, like they just want to get going. Okay, they're gonna honk at you. So if you come from a different country, like me coming from Sweden, moving to the US and getting onto the streets, every time someone honked at me, I kind of like, I was always like not scared, but I was like, oh shit, is something happening? Okay, is there danger? Okay, so that was my biggest culture shock. I was like, why are you people honking all the time? Okay, but now I'm so used, and trust me, when the lights turn green, not a second goes by and I'm out of the way. But hey, those were the 5 biggest culture shocks that I experienced moving from Sweden to the US on the roads, and I hope you enjoyed them. For more content, please subscribe and let me know if you come from a different country and you went to another country. What was your biggest culture shock when it came to the road and, you know, getting the license and everything? Okay, leave a comment, share, and like, and ride like a big shot.